My little pony, my little pony. My little pony. Do you know you are my very best friends?
Hello, my little comic book ponies! I'm Critical Analysis, and I just finished reading My Little Pony, Friends Forever number 24, the first MLP comic of 2016. Today we have an unusual crossover between Rarity and Gilda, post-Season 5. Let's not waste any time and dig right in. Looking at the cover, the layout has changed. The IDW logo and issue number is secured a bit better in the upper left corner, while the names of the writers and artists are moved to the center spot. Wait, is that Vosgit? Well, I'm turning down my expectations. Anyway, the cover depicts Rarity making some markings on a mirror for her costume for Gilda. To be honest, it looks pretty nice, and it definitely does a good job of conveying the story. It certainly looks better than the subscription variant done by Vosgit himself. Between the malproportioned Rarity and that ugly as sin frog suit that Gilda is wearing, it's only noticeable because it's a freak of nature. Our story opens with a customer at Rarity's boutique wanting her jersey for a sport called Buffyball to be spangled, essentially bedazzled. She accepts the job even though she finds the sport to be a bit uncouth. That's when Gilda comes knocking, asking Rarity for a favor. She would like Rarity to design the Griffinstone Buffyball Uniforms. Rarity accepts and brings her usual amount of traveling luggage to what looks like a new sports stadium in a rundown town. Why do I get the feeling that this is commentary on actual sports stadiums? Gilda explains the rules of Buffyball to Rarity, introduces her to the team, and introduces her to Coach Klaus, who I swear should be voiced by Patrick Warburton. During practice, Rarity sits on the bench and watches as Coach picks on a scrawny griffin named Firegem. Rarity asks Gilda to talk to Coach about this. Gilda exposits how Coach Klaus is the only reason Griffins were able to play Buffyball officially, but she agrees to Rarity's request. After a meeting, Gilda forgoes her topic of discussion when Coach offers to make her the assistant coach, which she takes to heart almost immediately when she starts yelling at everyone, especially Firegem when another player gets sick and they need a replacement to meet the 7-player minimum. Come game day, Rarity opts to play the game against Yakistan. After the game begins, the coach pitches the idea for Firegem to be a meat shield for the rest of the team. That's when Gilda tells off the coach for sacrificing long-term plans for short-term gain. This angers the coach and gets him thrown out. Gilda then takes charge of the team. After an hour, the game is not going well, so the Griffins attempt a Hail Heinlein play to at least ensure that the game wasn't a total shutout. It works. They score 1 point, and they end the game with Griffinstone 1 and Yakistan 53. And because their victory was half a degree unaligned with perfection, the Yaks destroy the stadium. How has Yakistan not been banned from the league for destruction of property? Afterwards in the locker room, Rarity finishes the uniforms and finds out that things are looking up. The coach has calmed down and found a way to deal with his stress, Firegem has a new job, and it's possible that there will be a bigger turnout for tryouts next year. We then end our comic with Rarity having to take her luggage to the train on her way home, while writing a letter to Celestia instead of writing it in the journal, and returning to her store to find out that her customer from earlier completely destroyed her jersey while chatting with her about the finals between Saudi Arabia and Yakistan. This comic is a case of a good story with bad art. Well, decent art. Vosgit cannot draw ponies very well, and it's quite possible he just doesn't care. Greta and Grandpa Gruff from the Lost Treasure of Griffinstone are in this comic, but they don't look at all like they did in the show. In the case of Greta, it could just be another Griffin named Greta, but not in the case of Gruff. This is bad because in the year 2016, searching for something on the internet is a simple task that any pony can do, so errors like this should not be made. Even Georgia Ball, the story writer, admitted that this was a problem. The Yaks and the Griffins do look good, but Rarity, her customer, and that photo of Haughty Couture suffer because of the art. Speaking of Georgia Ball's story, it was really good. It furthers the development of both Gilda and Rarity. Rarity had to loosen up her judgment of Buffyball like she did the Sisterhood Social, while Gilda had to stand up to someone of higher authority when they were doing something wrong. And the resolution didn't feel rushed. You actually had time to come down slowly from the climax instead of it dropping off of a cliff. It certainly was a time where a sports team didn't win, yet things still turned out pretty well. You don't see that happen too often. If you can get past the artwork, I recommend this comic. It's a good read during the hiatus until season 6. At least the story is good, and I recently learned that there are several places to buy it digitally. Comixology, iTunes, IDW Digital Store, Amazon Kindle, Google Play, or on the IDW MLP Comic App. You can also buy a physical copy at IDW Store, Amazon, or at your local retailer. Links are in the description below. Hey, thanks for watching! I do more than just comic reviews, so why not click that bottom video to go watch Cyber Angel Plays, where I play various video games. Or click on that top video to go watch my last review. And remember to click that like button and share on social medias if you enjoyed the episode, leave a comment below to help me improve the show in the future, and to subscribe to keep up to date on all of my latest videos. I'm Critical Analysis, signing out.